places bombed, 253 people dead, and more than 500 injured. Easter morning in Sri Lanka. I'm going to explain what happened during the bombings, the reaction to it, and what to make of it. So what exactly happened? At 8:45 a.m., a series of explosions went off at the St. Sebastian's Church, the Kingsbury, and St. Anthony's Shrine. As the day progressed, several more bombings took place at the Zion Church, the Shangri-La Hotel, Cinnamon Grand Hotel, the Tropical Inn, and a housing complex. The suicide bombings were associated with a local militant Islamist group called the National Tawhid Jamaat. The government responded with a declared state of emergency and a curfew, a temporary social media ban to prevent the spread of misinformation, and launched a counterterrorism investigation. By now, most of the perpetrators are dead or arrested. The world condemns these bombings and mourns for the losses, but the reactions to these attacks were limited and missed an important aspect. First of all, the media didn't cover it as much as the Notre Dame fire. According to Al Jazeera, Google searches for the fire was 7 times more than the bombing. So that shows how people are more interested in the fire than the bombings. Another aspect of the event I found confounding was that politicians were saying Easter worshippers. For example, President Obama tweeted out, "The attacks on tourists and Easter worshippers in Sri Lanka are an attack on humanity." And I'm pretty sure that he implied Christians, but why not just say Christians? I don't know the reason, but I feel like he's trying to avoid saying the word Christians. And he's not the only one. And even on ABC, CBS, and NBC, only once did they mention anything about Christians or Christianity. It seems like they're trying to discredit these attacks, even though it's mostly directed towards Christians, especially when it occurred on Easter. So that brings me to my last point. These attacks were a tragedy, and we must not let these people get away with these crimes. And when a certain group is targeted, don't avoid saying the proper names. So this brings me to a close. The bombings in Sri Lanka are to be mourned and remembered, but the reaction to the events were limited and somewhat biased. But what we need to do is not turn a blind eye towards those who are targeted.